To those of you girls out there that are young and just starting to date, or maybe you've been dating for a little bit, if you don't have a mother that's guiding you, or some female, an older sister, an aunt, a grandmother, if somebody hasn't taught you that you have value, that you have worth just because you exist, just because you were born, if you don't have somebody in your life that is treating you with respect, and parents, two parents who are openly affectionate and loving each other every day and working through problems in the marriage, because there's no perfect family, there's no perfect relationship, there's no perfect parents that get along 24/7. It's just, that's fantasy world, that's only in Disney. But if you don't have somebody that is respecting you, if you're raising yourself, let me just give you some background. My name's Victoria, and I grew up in a family. We didn't have a lot of guidance. Um, my my dad was a hardworking father. He was gone all the time, and my mother, she raised us. I never had a tight relationship with my mother. There's a lot of reasons, and my mom was a great person. She was a good mother to my sisters, adore her, and my little brother, she adored, my mother did a lot of things for us. She was, she was a great mother for all intents and purposes. I just was not close with her, and there was a lot of, I think, extenuating some circumstances that I'll go into another time. But let me start at the beginning. I was out tonight, and I saw this young couple, and they looked, really young. Like, I don't know. Everybody looks young to me now, but the girl was maybe 17 or 18, and she was with this boy, and he got upset with her in a restaurant, and I could tell she was embarrassed. He's raising his voice, and I don't know what she had done, and but um, he he got up and left, and she followed him out. She was, and I could tell the look on her face. She was horrified. That was, I'm sure her ride, and she didn't know what to do. And so I walked outside to see if they were okay, because they had just been delivered their food. Their food had just gotten there, and she's crying, and I walk out, and I could, tell that they did, they were having a heated argument. He was really upset. I don't know what happened, but he was just so disrespectful to her. And all of a sudden, she went into this um, mode where she just was begging him to not leave, and she just kept saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I won't do it again, and it'll never happen." Um, and he just wasn't having it. He didn't want to hear "I'm sorry." And so, I went up, and I said, "Look," I said, "I understand. I see that you're upset." I said, and I looked at her, and I said, "Do you need a ride home?" I said, I'll give you a ride home. My name's Victoria, and, I've told her how old I am. I'm 64 years old. I'm old enough to be her grandmother. And, she would have been, and, I was safe, and we were at a nice restaurant. Anyway, and she looked to him. It was whatever he was going to decide is what she was going to do. And I just felt, my heart just sunk, because I was that girl. I was that girl a long time ago. I didn't know my worth. I had very low self-esteem. I was a popular kid, but I didn't I didn't understand why. I didn't see, I was very insecure. And I didn't even have anybody when I would go home from school that would ask me how my day was. I had nobody to talk to. My mother was just emotionally checked out. And like I said, my dad, he kind of avoided us. He had daughters, and he just, I don't know. But anyway, um, and it affected me. It didn't affect my sisters as much as it affected me. We all have different personalities, and anyway, so my heart just went out to this young girl, and he, I'm gonna do another video, but this one, I just want to let you girls know that I didn't grow up with a mom, and that sucks. It really does suck to not have anybody. You know, I had girlfriends that had mothers that they went shopping. They took them, you know, around when it was time to go to college. They took them to all the colleges, and um, you know, they just had relationships, and I didn't have that. And you know, that was the one thing that I wanted growing up. I don't know if it was part of my personality or what. I just wanted a family that got along, and we had everything but that. So, if you can relate to this, if you have low self-esteem, if you don't know your worth, if you don't have a good mother figure in your life, if you don't know how to act in a relationship when a boy is disrespecting you, even if you've done something wrong, even if this girl had deserved this, I mean, not deserved it, but even if she had done something wrong, the way he was talking down to her, and then she went into this begging mode. Don't ever, if you get to that point where you're begging, stop yourself. Stop yourself. Stop yourself. You need to regroup. You need to regroup. There's no guy that's no guy should ever make you feel that like you have no worth, and that you know you have to beg. So I encourage you to stop yourself. I didn't stop myself when I was younger, and I wish somebody would have loved me. I wish I would have felt loved, and felt secure enough with myself to be able to walk away in those circumstances. And I wasn't. I didn't know. I didn't know that was the thing to do. I thought the thing to do was to stay there and fight, even when I was right or even when I was wrong. I just, my mother put up with a whole lot from my dad, and I just thought that, well, that's what we're supposed to do, and that's not true. That's not true. There's a guy out there that's going to treat you. What's going on with my hair? There's a guy out there that's going to treat you. But before we get to the guys, I want to show you how to build a relationship with yourself. That relationship with yourself is going to be the most important relationship. And if you don't have that, then you're not going to be able to have a healthy relationship with a guy. All right, I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for joining me. If you relate to anything I said, if you have any questions, put your comments below. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. All right, thanks. Have a blessed day. Bye.